There is a serious cost of living crisis in Canada right now. About 50% of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck, according to Equifax. And social media is filled with videos of people crying and struggling to make ends meet. A shocking 40% of recent immigrants are considering moving to another province or leaving Canada entirely, mostly due to the high cost of living, according to a recent poll by Angus Reid. Is the Canadian dream over? In this video, I'll explain why so many Canadians are struggling financially, and at the end, I'll provide some actionable tips about what you can do about it. The rising cost of everyday items. To understand why Canadians are so frustrated, let's start at the grocery store. David Olive notes in his article on the Toronto Star that in March 2021, a basket of 18 household items cost $82. Today, that same basket cost him $113.32. That's a staggering 38.2% increase in just 3 years. The latest Canada Food Price Report predicts an increase of about $701 in the average family of four's annual food bill this year, bringing it to a total average of $16,297. This comes on top of a $1,065 jump in 2023. Food prices have been outpacing the average rate of inflation by quite a lot in the last few years. Rental and housing costs. Rent is another huge issue. In April 2021, the average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Vancouver was $2,598 per month. Today, in July of 2024, it's averaging $3,648 per month, which is a 40% increase. So shelter and food, two essentials, have become significantly more expensive in the past few years. In 2015, the average cost to buy a house in Canada was $413,000. Fast forward to May of 2024, and that average has skyrocketed to $699,000. This represents a staggering 69.3% increase over the past 9 years. So housing and food costs have soared extremely high in Canada in the last few years, and also other costs like transportation and entertainment, and just in general, everything has increased. Inflation has been rampant, and it's been tough for many Canadians to get by. Paying for bills in Canada can feel like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The harder you work, the faster it drains away. Many Canadians want to move. 28%, that's almost a third of all Canadians, are thinking about leaving their province because of high housing costs, with young adults and renters being the most likely to consider moving. This trend is particularly pronounced in Ontario and BC, where high housing costs have persisted for longer compared to other regions. Popular relocation spots include my home province of Alberta, where 18% of Canadians considering a move are looking due to more affordable housing and better job opportunities. A recent BMO report shows that net interprovincial migration out of Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver was over 130,000 people between 2022 and 2023. What about incomes for Canadians? What has that been looking like? Well, unfortunately, income growth hasn't kept pace with the cost of living increase. In the latest data provided by Stats Canada, in 2022, the median after-tax income of Canadian families and unattached individuals was $70,500. That's actually a decrease from $73,000 in 2021. And it's likely the average wages haven't increased much in 2023 or 2024 either. Certainly not enough to keep pace with inflation. So it's no wonder why Canadians are struggling so much. The rising costs of groceries, household goods, rent, and housing have greatly outpaced income growth. It's been really tough for many Canadians to get by. The discontinuation of pandemic-related government benefits and the return to pre-pandemic employment insurance programs have further strained finances. Unhappiness is widespread in Canada, especially among Canadian youth. The latest World Happiness Report by the Gallup World Poll ranks Canada as the 15th happiest country. However, Canadians under age 30 fall to the almost very bottom at the 58th. This highlights a significant disparity in happiness levels among younger Canadians and paints a bleak picture for our future. So what can you do about the high cost of living in Canada? There are no easy fixes here, as many issues stem from uncontrollable economic factors. We can only manage what we can control and hope for better economic conditions and effective government solutions. Since this is a personal finance channel, I always like to provide actionable tips that you can try. I'm not saying that there are any easy solutions, but whether you're struggling to get by or looking to optimize your finances, there are some actions you can take to combat this high cost of living crisis. When you boil it down, there's really two main approaches you can take, which is to earn more money or to spend less money. First, let's discuss how to earn more money. Regardless of your current income level, there are strategies that you can use to boost your earnings. I'll cover tips for low, middle, and higher income levels. If you're a lower income Canadian, I would focus on starting a side hustle. Consider taking on a part-time job or starting some type of side freelancing business. You could try things like freelance writing on platforms like Upwork or other types of jobs like that, driving for Uber, delivering for DoorDash, or starting a small online store on Etsy. Skill development, you can invest in learning new and in-demand skills. For example, you could try taking free or low-cost online courses on Coursera or LinkedIn Learning or Udemy. You could get certificates in fields like digital marketing or participate in government-subsidized training programs. Job search. If you're lower income, I would constantly search for better paying job opportunities. Regularly check job boards like Indeed or Glassdoor and set automatic alerts for jobs that you're looking for. You can network on LinkedIn, attend job fairs, or join professional groups in your industry. For those middle income earners, focus on, first of all, advancing a career within your current company. You could ask for more responsibilities, seek promotions, and negotiate for higher pay. There's also additional qualifications you could obtain or certificates that could lead to higher paying roles. This could include postgraduate degrees or specialized training that hopefully your employer will pay for. And if you're earning enough to save a bit of money, you could explore some passive income opportunities such as investments, rental properties, or creating digital products that can generate ongoing revenue. For those higher income earners, you can look at investments, make your money work for you by investing in stocks, real estate, or other higher return opportunities. Another thing you can look into is business ventures. Consider starting or investing in businesses that have the potential for high profitability. Or consulting, you could leverage your expertise to offer consulting services in your field, which can command higher fees. Okay, let's look on the other side of the coin, which is spending less money. Reducing expenses can significantly improve your financial situation regardless of your income level. For lower income earners, look at government programs. Use government assistance programs to reduce your financial burden. These programs offer services like food banks, emergency shelters, financial counseling, job training, and utility bill assistance. Examples include things like the Salvation Army, YMCA, United Way, and certain provinces have different government programs. Make sure you create and stick to a strict budget. Track your expenses to identify areas where you can cut back. And I would focus on reducing the big three spending. Focus on reducing food, shelter, and transportation costs, as those are generally the biggest expenses per household. Negotiate bills. Negotiate bills for services like cable, internet, and your phone to secure lower rates or better deals. I've helped people save hundreds of dollars per month just by making a quick few phone calls. For those in a middle income area, I would focus on debt management. Make sure you focus on paying off high interest debt to reduce your monthly expenses and save money in the long run. For those in the middle income, I will focus on things like smart shopping, use coupons, discounts, and cashback offers to save on everyday purchases. And just really evaluate your lifestyle choices and identify areas where you can cut back, such as dining out less or choosing more affordable entertainment options. For those in the higher income, I would work on tax planning, so work with a financial advisor or accountant to implement tax saving strategies that can reduce your overall tax burden. Luxury spending, I would be mindful of luxury spending and consider whether it aligns with your long-term financial goals. So you can set up automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts to ensure consistent contributions and reduce the temptation to spend. Here's a couple out-of-the-box solutions that won't really apply to everyone, but can reduce the high cost of living in Canada. There's been a rise of tiny houses in Canada where you can live in compact, efficient homes which range from 200 to 400 square feet to save on housing costs and embrace a minimalist lifestyle. Tiny houses can be stationary or mobile and are usually environmentally friendly. For example, there's Mint Tiny House Company in Vancouver and Minimalist Houses in Quebec. Digital nomads. With remote working on the rise, you can live and work from anywhere. Reduce your living expenses by moving to affordable locations abroad, maybe temporarily for part-time during the year. Places like Thailand or Portugal or Mexico are very accessible to Canadians. All you need is reliable internet connection and some careful planning. I've tried this in the past and have traveled and lived in many different countries, all while spending way less money than I would have if I had lived in Canada. I still love Canada and encourage people to move here. I believe that Canadian core values and the economy is not worth giving up on quite yet. Hopefully, the government can figure out some effective strategies to help control the cost of living. And it does look like inflation has been cooling off slightly, so we may see some relief around the corner. Here at Blueprint, we try to do our part by providing free financial educational content and also custom financial plans for higher income earners in Canada. Our expert planners provide tailored planning to help you manage your expenses and grow your wealth. You can find this video in written form on our website in the link below. Like and subscribe to stay updated with our latest content, and check out our next video here to learn more.